Hello guys, gonna be breaking down the 3-game Tuesday NBA slate starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So the 3 games are going to be spread out here. It is a rare Tuesday where we only have 3 games. Usually those are for Thursdays, but going into it, first game Brooklyn at Dallas. This looks like to be, the most fun game to watch, I would say, because you got all the stars here. I would expect Doncic to play because he did practice on Monday. Now Porzingis is probable, THJ is questionable. So it looks like the main pieces are going to be in here. And if we break down the Brooklyn side first, I would prefer KD over Harden because Dallas is a team that will struggle against shifty forwards. And when you have a forward in KD, one of the best players in the league, you're going to have a mismatch against any team. But the matchup certainly looks to be pretty good here for either one of these guys because they are superstars. But if you got to pick one, I would say that KD, just small forward, power forward, usually point guard is a deeper position. And it's going to also come down to ownership. Like these guys, they both can go off in any game. And you're going to just have to look at ownership and see, if this guy's lower, then you probably just want to play that guy instead of, if someone is way popular than the other. So for Aldridge, I think he's going to get a lot of ownership, but I do not like it. Aldridge has moved into the starting lineup with Blake Griffin no longer in the rotation. But when you put Aldridge alongside, you put anyone alongside KD and Harden, there really is no usage. Aldridge actually took a lot of shots last game, but you look at his usage before that when he was first inserted in the lineup, it's just a lot lower than where he has been. And Dallas, this is a team that you can't take advantage of inside, but Aldridge isn't like a big time rebounder. So with that being the case, it's just a lot of signs that I don't want to play Aldridge, where I think a lot of people are going to. So someone that I'm going to try to fade. Everyone else, James Johnson missed the game on, I think it was Saturday. Saturday. And so because of that, you saw kind of more of a short rotation for the Nets. But I would say a guy like Paul Millsap, that's a little bit more risky now. Nick Claxton is also back if they're going to want to play him. So for all these big men, like if you're playing 150 max, you can take some shots on them because they are mid-price basically. And they do fill the big man spots. So I think they're fine if you're playing a lot of lineups. But if you're just, making a core, you're definitely not going to be playing these guys. Now I think Bruce Brown is interesting, 3,500 for a value. Not going to start, but he could get big minutes here. Kind of splitting with DeAndre Bembry, and he's just a cheaper guy. Luka Doncic going to be on the other side, so Bruce Brown's going to be needed for his defense. Also a very good rebounder for his position, so that could definitely help with how weak Dallas is at rebounding the ball. Now onto the Dallas side. So again, expecting these guys to play, so I'm gonna like Doncic the most here, obviously. But Porzingis, I feel like he's a little bit too cheap. Now if he's limited, then that's gonna be a whole other story. But if he was able to play like 32 minutes even, I think 7,600 for a 3-game slate, he's definitely more than viable. So he's someone that I'm gonna keep my eye on. And then if Hardaway is out, I would expect Jalen Brunson to get a whole lot of ownership. DFS coming off a strong game. So all these guys are just more secondary though for right now. Now on to the second game, New York at San Antonio. So Tom Thibodeau said that he would likely make a starting lineup change. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that, what that could be. Maybe it's like Fournier, but I do think they probably want shooting out there to space the floor. So I don't really know what it is. Alec Burks probably, him, Randall should be pretty safe in there. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what change they make. But these prices do look a little bit appealing. I feel like overall in the slate, a lot of these prices are lower today. This is what DK did. Julius Randle looks to be excellent, 9,100. No matter what the lineup change is, I think Randle is still going to be number one option here. So even though Jakob Poeltl, very good rim protector out there, Keldon Johnson just not going to be able to match up physically with him, and Randle just seems too cheap here. Now RJ Barrett, if he remains in the lineup, he should play big minutes. 5,300, he's someone that has upside, usually isn't too popular. And then with everyone else, you're just going to have to wait. So can't really talk too much about that. Now on the other side here, I think the Spurs are going to be the team to watch because they have actually a 5-game week this week. And this is going to be a back-to-back. So I would expect Greg Popovich to start resting some of these players at some point. I would expect not everyone to rest at the same time, but depending on how the Monday night game goes, we're going to have to keep an eye on what they do. So we could potentially have a lot of value here opening up. You know, whether that's Murray or White, probably resting. We get Lonnie Walker as someone. So just be sure to keep an eye on that. Obviously, if someone does rest out of these starters, Lonnie Walker does look very appealing at 3,400. Now to the last game, Boston at Dallas. So we might not know if Jaylen Brown's going to play. Obviously, if he's going to be out, then you're looking at Jason Tatum getting a whole lot of usage. Schroeder becomes a very good play. Now, Al Horford is going to be back, so that's going to hurt Robert Williams. Also, just not a good matchup anytime when you're going to be going up against the Lakers. Just a lot of bigs. They're pretty strong inside, so more of like a team that I like to attack on the perimeter, so Tatum would be fine. But yeah, just kind of wait and see here. If you're looking for value, like maybe Josh Richardson, because he gets, you know, minutes probably for defense, but just a low usage guy, so I don't think I want to go there. I'd rather prefer to go get, you know, maybe like a Bruce Brown or Lonnie Walker or something. Now the Lakers side, so I think LeBron at 9,900 looks to be pretty solid. AD as well. I mean, everyone's going to be viable pretty much if you're a stud here on a 3-game slate, but LeBron at 9,900, this is a team, like we've seen him just destroy Boston over the years. LeBron shouldn't be under 10K, even though they have everyone healthy here. Carmelo actually does have an illness, so he is questionable. We don't know if he's going to play or not, but I mean, it's still LeBron, 9,900 with point guard and small forward eligibility. He just looks like to be a very strong pay-up option, and because all three of these guys are healthy, the ownership might actually be pretty flat, so keep an eye on that. But for right now, because we don't know who's playing in basically all of these games right now, a lot of key questionables, I will go ahead and pick LeBron, and then Randall looks like to be another solid pay-up option, and then Pirtle, just getting big minutes. Obviously, if he plays, if he gets rested, then don't play him. You know, hard-hitting analysis there. So can't really give you guys like 5 plays. It's just a whole lot of questionable still, as you can see. So I guess I'll give you, you know, the top 3 plays as of now. But again, 3 games should be easy to handle. As long as we do get the news early on throughout the day, probably can set up for some pivots if we don't get news for later games. So again, I will be writing my free article that will be posted later tonight down below in the comments. I'll pin it to this video, just like how I've been doing. So again, thank you guys for watching the video, checking out, you know, the article and everything. Really appreciate all the support. So good luck on this slate, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.